In June of this year, me and Clara ran off to Hawaii. We had a lot to celebrate. Clara had just graduated with her master's degree, and I had just turned 33. We wanted to celebrate these accomplishments. Neither of us thought we'd make it to this point. That and our last trip together didn't end on a high note. It ended with me puking for 12 hours straight. So this would be a redemption trip.
Oh, it's video. You.
And for our pre-boarding, we're with you. We were planning to purchase the Wi-Fi.
We left Seattle to escape the rain, and it's raining. Once we were on the island, me and Claire didn't waste any time. We immediately ran off to the hotel and dropped off our bags and ran around the corner to get to the nearest happy hour. I grabbed the Canon Rebel G and loaded it up with some Kodak Color Plus. I paired it with a 24mm lens because I wanted to take in all this new scenery. Why did I bring the Canon Rebel G? Because I love it, that's why. It's basically a lightweight point and shoot camera with full manual controls. Filled with beer and half-off appetizers, Clara and I decided to check out the scenic Waikiki beachfront. Rain clouds still lingered over the island, making for a stormy sunset. I had only been on Oahu for 7 hours, and I was already in love with this tropical paradise. With the sun gone for the day, we retreated back to the hotel. Pretty much exhausted from our day of travel, we didn't really do much for the rest of the evening and just kind of called it an early night. After sleeping in and having a slow start to our morning, Clara and I decided the best thing we could do today was go to the beach. I don't know what I'm doing. It's beach time, bitches. Not wanting to miss any potential shots, I loaded up my newly acquired Nikonos III with some Cinestill 800T. I pretty much bought this camera just for this trip. I didn't bother with any of the waterproof disposable cameras because I wanted full control of my settings. As well, I wanted full control of what film I shot, and the Nikonos III offered that. I knew picking up one of these would be a gamble though. It's not that these cameras are prone to breaking or seizing up. It's more so that these O-rings in these cameras can fail from dry rot and old age. Unfortunately, these cameras are 50 years old and usually don't see that much maintenance. So when you take a chance on a supposedly waterproof camera off of eBay, your chances are that it's not going to work that well. The main concern is if you submerge this camera underwater that it'll flood or leak and you'll get water in the internal housing. If that happens, it'll cause the camera to fail, especially if you get salt water inside. Luckily, mine looked in pretty good condition from what I could tell. I had the sole intent of taking this camera into the ocean with me. I really wanted to see if it would still work as intended. I started off gently and kept it above my head as I paddled out into the shallows. Feeling more adventurous, I wanted to see if this camera was fully functional. I started submerging it as I dove under waves. So far so good, no leaks as of yet. Also, I'm hoping this is the only time my nipples will be featured on this channel. With the roll finished up, me and Clara decided to call it quits at the beach and ran back to the hotel. As I opened up the Nikonos to unload the roll of film, I was pleasantly surprised to see it was bone dry inside. So, this camera's working. With the Nikonos III being fully operational, I had to say this was a pretty successful day. However, the day was just beginning though. We didn't really have much of a game plan or a goal for today, it was mostly, let's check out Waikiki and see what it's all about. I ended up switching back to the Rebel G and continued to shoot the Kodak Color Plus that was in the camera.
That's damn fine, my time. That's good. It's not too sweet.
Overheated from walking the streets of Waikiki, Clara and I decided to head back to the hotel and hit up the rooftop pool. I brought the Rebel G with me and loaded up some Lomo 100. Lomo 100 looks amazing with the natural colors of Oahu. For a film stock I never really shoot, I love these photos. Also, did you think I wouldn't bring a medium format camera to a tropical island paradise? I debated long and hard on which medium format camera to bring with me on this trip, but the Texas Leica ended up being the winner. Those massive 6x9 negatives were too good to pass up. I started off with some T-Max 400 in the Fuji, paired with a red filter. I know I always say I prefer Tri-X, but T-Max with a red filter ain't a bad choice at all when it comes to shooting black and white photography. Not much really happened that night. We kinda just finished up at the pool and got some dinner. Now the next day, Clara and I decided to go check out Honolulu. I decided to start the day off with some Cinestill 50D in the Canon Rebel G. I've really liked what I've captured with Cinestill 50D in medium format, but it's been a few years since I shot it in 35mm.
Am I sunburned yet?
We eventually made it to the Aloha Tower, known for its great views of Honolulu and its bay. Unfortunately, it closed down a few years ago and they haven't really bothered to open it back up to the public. already here though, I decided to load up the Fuji with some Fuji. I bought a couple Pro packs of Pro 400H before this trip. I thought the colors of this Fuji film stock would pair really well with Oahu. That, and I was greedy and wanted to have some Pro 400H before it all sold out. I'm really gonna miss Pro 400H. This film stock is just beautiful. The colors on this film stock are just spectacular. From the Aloha Tower, we worked our way over to the former palace of Hawaiian royals. Well gang, the Aloha Tower was closed, so on to the next thing. I ended up finishing the roll of 50D here and switched back to Kodak Color Plus. My goal is to be one day as cool as this Bugs Bunny. On our urban hike though, someone noticed my camera and recommended we go check out a local camera shop. This shop was known as Treehouse, and it was really cool to check out. They had a great selection of both film and cameras. I really didn't need to be purchasing more film on this trip, and I didn't really have space to bring another camera home. So I opted to buy a t-shirt from them, just to support them. As well, when checking out, they let me know that there was a film photography swap meet going on downstairs around the corner. There was so much cool stuff for sale here, as well as so many cool people to talk to. Knowing damn well I couldn't afford the Leica M3 with the Canon 50mm 0.95 Dream lens, although tempted, I opted to buy something else. I picked up 2 expired rolls of film. I picked up 1 roll of Ektachrome Elite Chrome, as well as 1 roll of Fuji Superia 800. I honestly have so much expired film. Are you guys interested in videos on that? Would you prefer more like travel videos where I just shoot only expired film, or would you prefer more videos based on just testing out the limits of each of these expired rolls? Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to do with these expired rolls of film. Please just don't tell me to throw them away. From here though, me and Clara bar hopped back to Waikiki. We weren't even trying to get drunk, but the midday heat was pretty brutal, so we used this as an excuse to check out a handful of different watering holes. That, and we just wanted to escape into air conditioning. We eventually caught a bus back to our hotel, and popped into the cafe that was attached to our hotel. We ended up sharing a small meal, and I finished up the rest of the Pro 400H in the Fuji. These assholes stole the pool floaties. Feeling like I hadn't used the G690 enough today, I loaded up some Kodak Gold 200 as me and Clara went up to the rooftop pool again. After finishing this roll though, I called it a day. So having walked all the way down to Honolulu the day prior, me and Clara decided to do the same thing today, but go in the opposite direction. We didn't really have a goal or destination, we were just exploring. It was just casual sightseeing as I shot some Lomo 100 in the Canon Rebel G, and I shot some Fuji Pro 400H in the G690. Eventually we made it to an aquarium. It was cheap and something to do.
There's literally a dead rat at the bottom of this seal exhibit.
Working our way back to Waikiki, I decided to load up a new to me film stock. I decided on loading up some Ilford XP2. I've honestly been curious to see if it's actually as grainy as everybody says it is. It's not too crazy in my opinion, but I honestly did love the contrast of this film stock right out of the box. I'll definitely be shooting more of this. Also, while me and Clara were exploring, we found someone who could have been my identical twin. As golden hour started rolling in though, we worked our way to the small concrete pier. I was really feeling the spot. Between the abundance of people here for street style photos, the beautiful golden hour light coming in, as well as the party yacht working its way back to shore, there was plenty to photograph here. bounced between the G690 and the Rebel G, killing multiple rolls. With Cinestill 800T loaded up in the Canon now, we took the long way back to the hotel tonight. Okay, so on this day we made it out to the East Shore. I packed super light today. I only took the Canon Rebel G and the Nikonos III with me. I didn't even bother with the Sony today, I just decided that I'd focus on using my cell phone for the B-roll. At the beach, I loaded up the Nikonos III with some Ilford Delta 400. Honestly, I'm really happy that I did this. I love these photos. Hawaii on black and white film is a mood. I followed up the Delta 400 with some Cinestill 400D. I can't say if I dislike or like 400D. It's definitely unique and it's got great colors, but I honestly had to edit the crap out of these photos. Do you think these underwater blob photos scream fine art? Because I do. Remember when I said I was gonna shoot more B-roll on my phone? Yeah, I totally didn't. Honestly, it was a beautiful day on a beautiful beach, and I couldn't be bothered to think about recording. I was honestly living my best life on that beach. It was absolutely beautiful. I honestly had no worries or cares while laying out in the sun or swimming in the tide. In my zen-like state, I couldn't even be bothered to film any B-roll, so sorry guys. Realizing that we may have overdone it, laying in the sun that is, Clara and I retreated back into town to catch our bus back to Waikiki.
So Clara and I just spent 3 hours at the beach in the middle of the day, and I'm pretty sure I am sunburned.
Mistake.
So is Clara.
Mistake.
Feeling the sting of our burns, me and Claire decided to try to drink our pain away. Yeah, looking back, that doesn't make any sense. We probably had a heat stroke too.
Okay, that's all I have.
Still sunburnt and exhausted from a rough night of sleep, Clara and I decided to take today easy. On top of Clara's list of things to do was to check out the Bishop Museum, and we thought today was the perfect day to do this. It was out of the reach of the sun, and it was definitely air conditioned.
Welcome to my neon dream. Or is it a nightmare?
Casey. That's a workout. Slay. Hands up.
From the Bishop Museum, me and Clara made our way to Chinatown. Most of the locals we had talked to had recommend checking it out because of its food and drink scene. I love these Lomo 100 shots from here. The bright reds really pop against the blue sky, making these photos look super vibrant. Okay, let's fast forward to the next day though. Today was the only day that we were going to have a car. The goal today was to head up to the North Shore and check out all the things on that side of the island. I was in charge of getting the rental, so I leaned fully into my white trash fantasy and rented a Mustang. And not just any Mustang, a GT convertible Mustang. However, little did I know that most of Hawaii's speed limits are super reduced compared to the mainland. Honestly, there was no need for a V8. I should have rented a Miata. Okay, enough car talk, but I'm not gonna stop complaining. Our first stop of the day was the Dole Plantation. I love pineapple, especially on pizza, and I want to pay respect to the farm that makes so many people angry on the internet. This place was slammed though, and you couldn't even make it through the gift shop. I was really excited to check this place out, but we ended up leaving after 15 minutes. Sadly, it's a tourist trap. Wanting to wash the disappointment off ourselves, Clara and I hit the beach, Nikonos III in hand. From here though, we ran to a local surf shop. I really wanted to go here because of an illustrator I've been following on the internet for a long time. He now works there and does a lot of designs for them. It was technically located at this old sugar mill, so I used this as an excuse to shoot some photos with the G690. Also, shout out to the young guy working at the counter at that surf shop. He really hooked us up. This guy gave us a few sites to check out, as well as gave us some CBD aloe lotion, as well as he told us the secret of the North Shore turtle beaches. This guy was a true homie. We made multiple stops around the island that day, but I didn't always bother with the camera. I had the mindset of shooting a whole bunch today, but as the day progressed, I just kind of felt like I should be more so in the moment. I'm really happy that we did this. If you're thinking about going to Oahu, I definitely recommend renting a car for a day because it's the best way to see the whole island. Not finished punishing ourselves, me and Clara decided to start the next day with our biggest hurdle yet. No, seriously, we were hiking Diamond Head. Not wanting to carry too much gear with me, I stuck with the Canon Rebel G. This camera's amazing for hikes. It weighs almost nothing. Have I mentioned that yet? Also, I decided to start off today with some Ilford Delta 400 and paired it with a red filter. I definitely recommend hiking Diamond Head because you get great views of Honolulu and Waikiki, and it's just a really good vantage point to check out everything on the island.
Sweat chic.
Also, I didn't really want to waste this opportunity. With the Delta 400 finished, I decided to load up some Rolly infrared and do my thing. I thought the greens in the P&W made infrared trichrome photography vibrant, but Hawaii was a whole other level. I used a 4-filter setup this time. I used an infrared filter, a red filter, a green filter, and a blue filter. With this setup, I did 2 different sets of trichrome infrareds. I did one set with an infrared filter, a green filter, and a blue filter, and another set with the infrared filter, the red filter, and the blue filter. Honestly, a lot of these came out really intense, and I don't know if I like them. After having everyone stare me down for setting up a tripod, Clara and I descended the mountain and headed back to the hotel. As soon as we got back to the hotel though, I immediately ran up to the rooftop pool. I felt the views from here could make some interesting infrared trichromes. Unfortunately, storm clouds were kind of blowing in over Waikiki, and my exposures kind of got all messed up, so the colors aren't that nice. I'm glad I got some infrared trichrome photos from Hawaii, but I don't think I'm going to be bragging about these anytime soon. After these photos though, I didn't shoot for the rest of the day. I decided to have a nice lovely date day with Clara. It was really lovely. We hung out, took another walk to the beach, went back to the place we got Mai Tais at the second day, got a nice dinner, and finished it by watching the sunset on our balcony.
Please don't put that in your video.
Not a bad way to end our last full day on the island. The next morning we packed up, checked out, and hit the town one last time before flying home that evening. I wanted to shoot something special today, but maybe it's not special at all. I loaded up some Fuji Xperia 400 into the Canon Rebel G and set it to ISO 200. Also, this is some real Fuji, that JDM stock. I actually really like these photos. We eventually made our way to this little dive bar that was recommended to us by a couple the day prior. The drinks were cheap and cold, and the music wasn't half bad. Also, the bartender was super friendly, and he liked my camera, so no complaints from me. I ended up not reloading the Canon Rebel G at this point because I knew I wouldn't get through 36 exposures before the end of the night when we had to fly out. I had forgotten though that I had some Cinestill 800T loaded up in the Nikonos III, so I grabbed that and started using up the roll by shooting some interior shots. From the dive bar in Waikiki, we worked our way to Honolulu to get an early dinner before our flight. Clara found this place online prior to our trip, and it looked amazing. The menu looked really good, and the reviews are blowing it out of the water. We were so excited after reading about this restaurant that we decided to save it for our last meal on the island. The thing is though, it was bad. Comically bad. All the food was frozen then deep fried. It had no flavor. It was awful. Flat out awful. Luckily for me and Clara though, we had a trip filled with good food and good drinks, so we were able to laugh this one off. We just vowed to never come back. After finishing our truly disappointing meal, it was time to head to the airport. pretty tough to pick the right film stock for a place you've never really been before. While waiting for our flight back to Washington though, I kind of spent the time thinking about all 25 rolls of film I shot for this trip. I was really excited to see all these photos, but especially the Nikonos III shots. They're definitely fun and good keepsakes, but far from perfect. Errors are definitely going to be made with this camera though. I was metering using Sunny 16, zone focusing, which I'm not very good at, as well as being tossed around in a surf. Honestly, I shouldn't be too hard on myself. I should just be happy I actually captured something on a camera I actually had never used before. Lomo 100 though delivered some of my favorite photos from the trip. It's vibrant like Kodak Ektar, but it's not as saturated, which I really loved about this film stock. As well, Color Plus showed me why it's my favorite 35mm color film. It's just got this timeless look that I'm all about. And I can't forget Fuji, shooting both Pro 400H and Superior. These film stocks really complemented this vibrant landscape. Those Fujifilm red and greens really popped in these photos. Funny enough though, looking back, I wish I shot more black and white. Oahu's a vibrant tropical paradise, but I think the monochromatic look really works here. Luckily for me, I'll have a second chance of photographing in Hawaii as I'll be heading back to Kauai next summer to be a part of one of my best friend's weddings. Destination weddings suck, but when your friend lives in Ohio, I'll take the tropical island.
You're adorable.